Welcome to VM Easy Maths. Today we are going to learn how to graph linear functions. In the first place, we are going to draw coordinate axes. The horizontal axis, the x, the independent variable, here we go. This is the x-axis, and the vertical axis, the dependent variable y, and this is the y-axis, y. Now we are going to write a linear function. Remember that all linear functions have the form y equals mx plus b, being m and b two numbers. M is the slope and b is the y-intercept. Okay, so let's assign values to m and b and see which function comes up. Let's say that m is 2 and b will be 3. Okay, then let's focus first on the y-intercept. The y-intercept tells us where we have to start. Y-intercept is telling us that the line hits the y-axis in number 3. So we are going to start in number 3. 1, 2, and 3. And now let's focus on the slope. The slope, 2, is telling us how steep the line is. The line can be steeper or less steep. If the slope is 2, it means that for every unit we go forward, we go 2 units up. So 1 forward and 2 up. 1 forward and 2 up. 1 forward and 2 up. 1 forward, 2 up. 1 forward and 2 up. Let's connect those dots. Here we go. This is our line. So very easy graphing lines in this way. Now let's change the y-intercept and the slope again, and let's see how can we graph the new function. Let's make the slope 3, for instance. Let's make the y-intercept a negative number. Let's make it -5 and see what happens. Well, now once again the slope will tell us where we have to start. -5, so 1, 2, 3, 4 and -5. We start here, and the slope tells us how steep the line is. It's 3, so that means that for each unit we go forward, we go up 3 units. 1, 2, 3. 1 forward, 1, 2, 3 up. 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 Let's connect the dots. And here's the line. Okay, so now we are going to change the slope again and the y-intercept. We are going to make the slope negative this time. So instead of 3, it'll be -1. Remember that when the slope is 1 or -1, we don't write the number. We just write the sign. So -1 would be the slope, and the y-intercept will be 3 plus 3. So let's go again to the y-intercept 3. So we go back to this point 1, 2 and 3. The line is gonna hit the y-axis here on number 3. Now the slope is -1, so that means that for every unit we go forward, we go down because the slope is -1 unit. So 1 forward, 1 down, 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 1 forward, 1 down. Let's connect the dots. And here's our line. Okay? Now let's make it a little bit more complicated. Let's make the slope a fraction. So let's make the y-intercept this time is gonna be +5. Let's keep it positive, though it doesn't matter. Let's make the slope a fraction. Let's make it 3/5. 3/5. Well, first let's focus on the y-intercept. That is telling us where to start. Is 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We start here. And now let's see the slope. When the slope is a fraction, 3/5, a fraction, is telling us two things. The bottom number 5 is telling us how many units we go forward. And the top number, the numerator, is telling us how many units we go up. Up if it is positive, down if it is negative. In this case it's positive, so we go up. So we go 5 forward and 3 up. 5 forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 3 up, 1, 2, 3. 5 forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 3 up, 1, 2, 3. 5 forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 3 up, 1, 2, 3. Let's draw the line. And this is our line. Easy, isn't it? Now we're gonna change the slope again. We're gonna keep it a fraction, but this time it will be a negative fraction, so that it is the same thing, but just to show you one more example. Let's make it, instead of 3/5, we're gonna make it 3/2, but negative, so -3/2. And the y-intercept, we're gonna change it as well. We're gonna make it -6. Okay, so now our function is y equals -3/2 of x minus 6. Remember that now the slope is -3/2. That means -3 means that we go down. So for each 2 units that we go forward, we go 3 units down. And where do we start? We start in -6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and -6. We start in -6, sorry, and we go 2 forward and 3 down, 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 2 forward and 3 down. Let's connect the dots, and here's the line. Okay, and now can anyone guess what is gonna happen if I change the slope and make it 0? If I make the slope 0 times x, so this term will vanish. This becomes 0. So the function becomes y equals -6. And what is that? Right, that is a constant function, a flat line that hits in -6, because the slope is 0, so no matter how far we go along the x-axis in this direction, the line doesn't go up or down, it stays flat. And what happens if we keep the slope -3/2, but, well, let's make it positive this time, 3/2 x, but we make 0 the y-intercept. So what is this? Y equals 3/2 times x. Well, this time, as the y-intercept is 0, it means that we are going to start in the origin. So let's focus on the slope. 3/2, that means 2 forward and 3 up. We made it positive, so it's up. 2 forward and 3 up. 2 forward and 3 up. 2 forward and 3 up. And here is our function. This is a proportion function. Proportion functions are those going through the origin. Okay, so that's how we graph linear functions. Easy, wasn't it?